Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we are discussing leaseholds in Thailand. And I was in correspondence with a client the other day who was looking at possibly leasing or purchasing property here in Thailand, gaining long-term access, I would say, to Thailand, to property here in Thailand. And this term, euphemism, whatever you want to call it, came up, this notion of a protected leasehold. And quite frankly, when I first heard it, I was like, what does that even mean? And it was apparently by the counterparty that was trying to sell this person something, this was sort of pushed, if you will, as being some kind of, I don't know, this kind of terminology. It's sort of like there's the terminology out there of sponsored work permit. It's like a phrase that sounds very, I hesitate to use this word for fear of seeming to be in the pejorative, but it's sort of used to enhance the legitimacy. It just makes it sound more credible. Again, sponsored work permit. I've done videos on this. That's kind of a meaningless phrase. All work permits are sponsored, and on top of that, it has implications of its own, which may in fact be problematic to the point of being illegal. I've done a number of videos on that, but the purpose of this video is this term, sort of protected leasehold. It seems to be one of these terms that's been sort of designed to sound more credible than it is. There's nothing in the Thai, and I've discussed, I'm an American attorney. I have Thai nationality, but I'm an American attorney by training. And I was discussing this with the Thai attorneys here in the office. And, they said, yeah, there's nothing in the code we've ever heard of that's a protected leasehold. There's leaseholds, and there's purchases and non-leaseholds. There's freehold. But this notion of a protected leasehold, we got a little further into it. Apparently, it's just sort of kind of a catch-all term for a lease, maybe plus some other type of legal arrangement that may provide some extra peace of mind to the person that is taking over use of the property, taking over enjoyment of the property. I'm not saying necessarily be careful with folks with this, but the way that it was stated to who I was dealing with, the client we were talking to, it was sort of in such a matter-of-fact way that it was, it was stated as if it almost seemed like a sales technique, if you will, to make something sound more credible than perhaps it is just on its face. Maybe somebody hears lease and it doesn't make them feel warm and fuzzy inside, but they hear the term protected leasehold and it makes them feel better. Long story short, phraseology aside, if you're looking to make a major purchase or make a major payment, for example, or lock into a major long-term commitment such as a lease, the due diligence is what it comes down to. Again, setting aside all the terms and phrases one can throw about, you want to go ahead and do the due diligence to make sure that the counterparty has the rights and has the benefits that you're trying to acquire, and then go ahead and make certain that the formalization process is undertaken in such a way that you acquire those rights and maintain them moving forward.